Hi everyone, my name is Carmen. Welcome to my channel if this is your first time here, or welcome back if you're new. This is just going to be a quick little update or information session. I haven't had the chance to do a proper sit-down floss tube like I've wanted to. Just been a lot busier at work than I had anticipated. Usually January is a pretty slow month for musicians, but I've been oddly busy. Anyways, I did think it was important that I put out a video just with some information about the JacobSleeperSAL that I'm hosting, just because I've gotten a couple of questions about it and it is coming up. So here's what it is, in case you don't know. The idea behind JacobSleeperSAL is to go into Jacob of Modern Folk Embroidery's back catalog, find patterns that are maybe a little bit more obscure, a little bit more forgotten about. Some of them might be kind of older, and stitch them. I often will see, for example, the stitch-alongs from every year. I see those stitched all the time. And of course, for good reason, I've stitched one of them myself. They're great, but you know, he's been designing for more than a decade and he's been consistently putting out really beautiful, timeless pieces for a really long time, as well as a lot of reproduction samplers, which are just by default going to be timeless. So it's just an opportunity to find some of his other pieces that maybe need a little bit of extra love and stitch them. So I'm going to be stitching the Charlotte Ramsey reproduction sampler. I've only ever seen that stitch once, and it was Jacob's stitched model at the JacobPalooza retreat, and I have never seen anybody else stitch it. That's not to say nobody has. I've just not seen it on FlossTube or on Instagram. So that's the one I'm going to be stitching. I have a conversion coming in the mail from Evertote. I'm really excited to get that. I got a picture from Hannah of the flosses, and I'll be stitching it on Spéculas, which is my favorite linen of theirs. So I'm really excited about that. And of course, you're welcome to stitch that with me. And if you want the conversion, you can reach out to Hannah from Evertote for that. But there are also so many other charts that you can choose from. Jacob is right now re-releasing some of his older things and just kind of revamping some of his older designs. He recently, I'll put them on the screen. Their names escape me right now, but there are two older charts of his that he has just re-released. So those would be kind of cool ones too, because I didn't even know those charts existed, and here they are with a nice facelift. So I feel like it's a good opportunity to stitch those using this hashtag. And also, like a little while ago, I was looking for a chart that I couldn't remember the name of it, but I knew it was a Swedish design. So I just went into his website, and in the search function, I punched in the word Swedish. And I did find the chart I was looking for, but I also found all sorts of other Swedish designs that I had never seen. So that's something you can do. You can just go on his website, think of a word like Swedish or Italian or red sampler, hit that search button and just kind of scroll through and see if there's something new there that you haven't seen before. There's so many designs. He's a prolific designer. It's amazing. Anyways, also I believe that in general, the way things are listed on his website are chronologically from so the more recent ones show up first. So if you kind of go through the pages, maybe to page 3 or 4 or 5, if there are that many pages, anyways, then you will find some of the older ones. But of course, it doesn't have to be an old design. Also, it doesn't have to be something that you've never seen stitched before. I had somebody ask me if In the Garden of Holland would count, and yeah, absolutely, I have seen it stitched. I've stitched it, but not a ton. You know, I'm basically the only things that aren't included are Fruits of Plenty. That is not a sleeper chart of his. That chart is very much awake. It is a very popular chart. If you want to stitch it, by all means, do so. But that's not quite the idea. The idea is really to give a little extra love to some of his charts that people might not even know exist just because they're not as popular. So that's what the SAL is. The start date, I had previously said March 1st, and I think that's what some people are planning on. So I don't want to change that, but I did realize looking at my own schedule that I'm actually traveling on that day, and I don't really want to be starting a somewhat involved sampler on a train. So I am gonna start it when I get back from my trip. I will be starting on March 10th. But by all means, start whenever you want. You can start it later today if you want to. It's not, the rules are not that strict, but I think most people have March 1st in their mind. I will be starting on the 10th, which I believe is a Sunday. I have that day off, so I'm gonna be sitting right here with my flosses here and my chart on my iPad here, and I'm just gonna be sitting on the couch, excitedly starting Charlotte Ramsey. Whew, it's gonna be great. I'm very much looking forward to it. I should set up a timer for like how many days until March 10th. Anyways, so that's what I'm gonna do. And then for the hashtag, it is JacobSleeperSAL. So not Jacob's Sleeper, there's not two S's in the middle there, just JacobSleeperSAL. I'll have it on screen. I'll also have it in the description. And you can use that on YouTube, on Instagram. If you use the hashtag, unfortunately Instagram has changed something. So like now when you visit a hashtag, you don't necessarily see everybody's posts who have used that, which is really annoying. They will only show you the top posts. And I would like to be able to see everybody's posts, even if you only have like 50 followers, not just the big accounts, right? So you can just tag me on Instagram, and I am happy to share all of that and just share in the excitement with everybody. My Instagram handle is the exact same as it is here on YouTube. So cardamom pins. But I also realize that not everybody is on Instagram. So I made an email address today, cardamompins@gmail.com, and I immediately got locked out of the account for suspicious activity, so that seems a little weird. So hopefully I can regain access to that email account. If not, I'll make a different email account and I'll put it on screen and in the description. But I really hope that I was happy to snag cardamom pins, so hopefully I can get back into that account. I don't know how that happened, but anyways, there will be an email address. And if it's different than cardamompins@gmail.com, it'll be on screen and in the description. And then you can email your pictures of either your finished pieces or your progress. And I would love to, in my like upcoming floss tubes, just have like a little segment at the end where I get to share everybody else's work and just share an excitement with everybody. And I think that might be about it for the information on this SAL. Oh, I just do think I should mention that full credit for the idea of this goes to SewMeSarah. She commented on my very first floss tube and said, hey, you should start a hashtag, a stitch along. And I took her up on that. So I am hosting the SAL, but it is the brainchild of Sarah. So I do feel like I should acknowledge that this was actually Sarah's idea. So thank you, Sarah. And of course, she's another floss tuber that you definitely need to be watching. So that's it for me now. I hope that I'll be able to sit down and do a proper floss tube in the way that I want to. It's just, it takes a little bit of, there's a little bit of logistics involved, and I've just been really busy at work, and it's frustrating because it's all I want to do, but I do feel like I shouldn't leave you hanging completely. So here's what I'm working on right now. This is Blackbird Designs. The winter is past, and I think I'm about 3/4 of the way through. I just have some fun motifs left to do. That's that. And if you're also curious about what I've been doing over the last few weeks, well, I taught myself how to knit, and I knit some socks. I knit 4 pairs of socks in the last few weeks. It's been eating into my stitching time, though. I don't know how I feel about that. But don't worry, cross-stitching is still my main squeeze. But, my feet are cold. It's winter time. I need socks. So I got these here. These I finished last night. They have lace in them. Lace! Anyways, these are both free patterns. These are Hermione's Everyday Socks for free on Ravelry, and this is Autumn Cozy Socks, or Cozy Autumn Socks. I don't know. I'll link the patterns below. They're both on Ravelry, and they're both free. So that's exciting, but who cares about socks? Cross-stitching, am I right? Okay, I'm gonna quickly edit this video and put it on YouTube, and Happy New Year, by the way. I know it's like almost February, but Happy New Year. I hope everyone's doing great, and I'm really looking forward to getting going on this SAL. as you all know, I am a huge modern folk embroidery fan, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun, and I'm excited to explore new charts with you. Well, new old charts with you that we don't know yet, but are sure to love. So anyways, that's it for me. And I'll see you hopefully very soon, but we'll see. Hopefully soon. That's what I want to have happen. Okay, bye.